Certainly. Here's an expanded introduction and outline for the blog post. The broken man who refuses therapy. Why it's unfair to expect your partner to fix you. Introduction. Mental health is a crucial part of our overall well-being, yet there remains a significant stigma around seeking help, especially for men. Many men grow up with the idea that they should be strong, unbreakable, and capable of handling anything life throws their way without ever seeking outside support. This cultural expectation creates an enormous pressure to tough it out, instead of reaching out for professional help when they are struggling. But what happens when a man refuses to see a therapist and instead expects his wife or girlfriend to be his emotional therapist, support system, and savior? This dynamic can place an immense strain on the relationship, leading to emotional burnout and resentment on both sides. A relationship is about partnership, not dependency. No one, regardless of gender, should be responsible for fixing someone else's emotional and mental health issues. In this post, we'll explore the damaging impact of refusing therapy, why it's unfair to put that burden on your partner, and how couples can work together to create a healthier dynamic. It's time for men to break the stigma of seeking therapy and realize that professional help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a step toward becoming a better version of themselves. 1. The emotional burden of refusing therapy. When a man refuses to seek professional help for his emotional or psychological struggles, the weight of those issues often falls on his partner. Emotional support from a partner is natural and healthy, but it becomes problematic when one person becomes the other's sole emotional outlet. The constant need for reassurance, emotional labor, and problem solving can lead to emotional exhaustion. One partner is forced to take on the burden of both their own mental well-being and their partner's. Over time, this leads to burnout and resentment. Unhealthy codependency. The refusal to seek therapy can create a codependent relationship, where the man relies on his partner to fix him. This stifles individual growth and places the entire responsibility for emotional health on one person. Relationship strain. Constant emotional dumping without any progress or professional intervention strains even the healthiest relationships. Over time, it can erode trust, love, and intimacy. 2. Why it's unfair to expect your partner to be your therapist. While it's natural to turn to a spouse or significant other for support during tough times, expecting them to serve as a full-time therapist is an unfair demand. Relationships are built on mutual support and understanding, but no one should be expected to carry the full weight of someone else's unresolved issues. Here are some reasons why expecting your partner to fix you is detrimental. Lack of professional expertise. While a partner can be compassionate, they aren't trained to provide the necessary tools or strategies to help someone struggling with deeper emotional or psychological issues. Therapy offers a structured environment where professionals can help unpack trauma, anxiety, or depression. It shifts the power dynamic. When one person constantly takes on the emotional burden for another, it shifts the balance of the relationship. This unequal dynamic can leave the person providing the emotional labor feeling overworked and undervalued. Neglecting their own needs. When a partner spends all their energy helping someone who refuses therapy, they often neglect their own needs, goals, and mental health. In the long run, this creates a pattern of self-sacrifice that benefits no one. 3. Breaking the stigma around therapy for men. Many men resist therapy due to societal expectations, cultural conditioning, or personal fears about vulnerability. However, breaking this stigma is critical for personal growth and the health of the relationship. Therapy is not a sign of weakness, but rather, an empowering tool that can lead to self-awareness and healing. Here's why. Vulnerability is strength. True strength comes from acknowledging your pain and working through it. Seeking therapy allows men to unpack emotional baggage, work through trauma, and build healthier coping mechanisms. Improved communication. Therapy provides men with tools to communicate more effectively, helping them express their needs without dumping emotional weight on their partner. Self-sufficiency. Therapy helps individuals become emotionally self-sufficient. When a man learns to process his emotions with a professional, he no longer relies solely on his partner for emotional stability. 4. The role of the partner. Support without self-sacrifice. Being in a relationship with someone who is emotionally struggling is not easy, but it's important to remember that you are not responsible for their healing. Partners can offer support, love, and encouragement, but they should not be expected to carry the full weight of their partner's mental health. Here's how partners can provide support without self-sacrificing. Encourage professional help. Instead of trying to solve all your partner's problems, encourage them to seek professional therapy. Frame it as a step toward their personal growth rather than a sign of weakness. Set boundaries. It's important to establish clear boundaries when it comes to emotional labor. You cannot, and should not, become your partner's therapist. Make sure your needs are also being met in the relationship. Practice self-care. In the midst of supporting your partner, don't forget to care for yourself. Emotional exhaustion is real, and practicing self-care will allow you to maintain your own mental well-being. 5. Steps men can take towards seeking help. For men who are hesitant or resistant to therapy, there are small steps they can take toward opening up to the idea of professional help. Start small. Therapy can be intimidating for those who have never tried it. Consider starting with a support group or a therapist who specializes in working with men. Talk about it. Share your fears about therapy with a trusted friend or family member. Often, just talking about your concerns can lessen the stigma. Understand the benefits. Therapy isn't just about unpacking trauma. It can also help with improving communication skills, dealing with everyday stress, and navigating major life changes. Conclusion. Heal yourself, strengthen your relationship. Refusing therapy and expecting your partner to shoulder your emotional baggage is an unfair dynamic that often leads to relationship breakdowns. Relationships thrive on balance, mutual support, and growth. While it's important to be there for each other during tough times, it's also important to recognize when professional help is necessary. Men must break the stigma of seeking therapy, not just for the health of their relationships but for their personal growth and emotional well-being. It's time to stop expecting partners to play the role of a therapist and start taking responsibility for mental health by seeking the appropriate professional help. At the end of the day, the best thing you can do for your partner is to take care of yourself. Therapy doesn't just heal you, it strengthens your relationship by taking the emotional weight off of your partner and allowing both of you to thrive together. Would you like to add any personal anecdotes or additional advice to this post? Or should I continue to expand on specific sections?